What I can see. Okay, as far as the back of the house here, if it's got a valley coming here, what we do is we flash it. It's a solid piece of J flashing, basically. It goes up the wall here and then extends out this way. So
the only thing that's concerned me is there's so much coming through here. And you could actually see it. It comes out between this siding and pours out up here. I'm worried that, it might be somewhat trickling. If we could get something to get some of that water off with some gutters or something.
Let me talk to my boss and see.
If y'all are going to build this house down the road, maybe, because I just feel like even just a little bit of water is bad, right? You get a little bit of water in there and eventually it starts rotting.
And as long, I understand what you're saying. Let me get with him and see what he wants to do with that. And then this piece of siding, I'll get the siding guy.
Yeah, that was I'm not sure what happened with that. It got washed out or something.
I'll look at it and see though. And then this leak here. I'll be honest with you. I think what that probably is, because we have the same thing at the model. If we get a cold front like we did a couple of weeks ago, is that the first time it showed up?
No, it keeps every time it rains now.
Every time it rains, it shows up.
Yeah, it's something going on.
And he water tested the window.
Yep. Yeah, you can actually feel it. I'll show you. It's actually damp probably right now from the other day. That one's probably a combination of the window, the flashing tape, etc. around the window.
We don't do flash. We don't do window tape.
See, it's still wet. Actually, there.
I'll check the outside.
But the flashing around that roof edge there is not done right. None of the windows seem to be showing anything, but my concern is the gradual, ever so slightly seepage of water.
We don't do window tape, and I'll get you a drawing.
Why not window tape?
Because we just don't.
Y'all did it on the brick side, because y'all actually
maybe they may have sealed the seams of the
all of the windows around the brick area had the flashing tape.
We overlap the JIT board over the frame of the window. They may have sealed the joints in the JIT board.
There was actual window tape around it. I'll show you a picture of that if you want me to.
Yeah, show me a picture, because we don't unless he put it on himself, we don't, because we overlap
the board itself. That was all seamed up, taped up as well on the brick areas. It almost seemed like they did the siding before they got a chance to tape and stuff.
Well, I don't order, I'll put it this way, I don't order window tape with any of the supplies that we order, any of the material we order, because we overlap the JIT board over the frame of the window.
So let me just see if I can pull this up. But you see how this is the brick area, right? They got the tape around the windows.
We don't supply that, so he did that on his own. Because what we normally do, they'll use that if they have it, but I don't order that. What we do is overlap the JIT to the window, and then we do Denny board, which is a thin structural board. It's almost like cardboard, but it's water resistant.
Yeah, the thermoply.
Correct.
I know on some of my pictures I have where it's like bare wood, you can see it. So anytime the water apple gets in there, I know it's going to rot that wood because it doesn't.
Well, everything is. We have a third party inspector that comes around and has to inspect that before I can do anything, even move past that. And if any of that is showing, he's going to fail me.
I don't know what he did, how he proved it, because I got to find the other part. See how you have, this is wood right here, right?
Right, but what he'll do is he'll take a piece of T-ply.
Nothing was put around it. Nothing.
If we didn't, it would be leaking. You'd have sheetrock damage.
It's like, because I got another picture,
window.
once they put it up there, right? Where's it at? Right here. It's just wood. I mean, you can't see it because it's dark, but they didn't put, and there's no tape.
Okay, I'll have to get with the cornice guy. I mean, as far as us pulling all the siding off the back of the house, we're not doing that.
Not gonna pull the siding off and fix it correctly.
So
how do I keep it from all rotting?
If it was leaking, if it was not flashed right, you would have damage. You'd have water damage all on your sheetrock. Your sheetrock is right up.
Well, it's not. It's not the major water that's concerning me. Like on the inside, it's the outside that's slowly gonna rot as the water just sits there.
It's sealed up. I mean, we have we have the foam board over everything, which is water resistant.
Except for right here, there was nothing there.
If he has to pull that trim off, then I'll have to see what he does. I'll have to get with the cornice guy though and have him come look at it.
But
as far as pulling all the siding off the back of the house, no, we're not.
As far as the standard, y'all don't put any tape around windows.
We don't do. That's not our standard. No, we do. We overlap it with the jip board, and then we do the thermal ply.
Jip board is the.
That's the green board that you've seen.
The foam.
Mm-hmm.
The foam. Okay, the blue. Mm-hmm. All right. And then you don't tape up the blue board like you did here. You see how it's got tape here around the windows.
No, we don't use the window tape, but this has to be taped up, and the inspector comes by and looks at that.
All right. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Because all the windows says you got to use tape, right?
No, there's several different ways you can flash a window. Several different ways. I've built houses for 19 years. I've been with 3 different builders. And I use
I understand. I understand that. I mean, it's probably good for a while, but eventually,
because over time, theory is with the tape. Over time, houses last a long time. That stickiness is going to start to come. With the heat and humidity, and if it starts to come loose here and rolling down, your windows are exposed. The T-ply.
I know the siding's supposed to last like 30 years. I'm just worried about the structure underneath kind of rotting out, and then we got problems.
Okay, but you got to think about this. Okay, the siding is overlapping up to this window. Okay? Mm-hmm. Then, after that, you've got a piece of trim that goes over that's caulked all the way around that window.
That didn't caulk the windows.
So water... Huh?
They didn't even caulk the windows.
Windows are caulked.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm telling you, if these weren't flashed right, especially that arch window... You'd already have water damage in here. Yeah. But there's several different ways to flash a window. Just because an inspector gives you a sheet and says, "Hey, this is how it's supposed to be done," that's not necessarily the way it has to be done. Because we have a third-party inspector that does a frame inspection. Yeah. Okay. So granted, he can't see these, but we're flashing these side windows the same way we're flashing these back windows. He will not pass it if there's a hole in the jip, not even around the window. If I have a hole in the jip board, he'll fail it.
Okay.
Because he wants no penetrations where water can get in.
Yeah. But like that one spot, definitely it was just wood when they put it on there. Unless when they come out there.
What was just wood?
The little piece right, that little one, go right in here. See how that siding went on there just like that?
Nah, I don't know. I'll ask.
I mean, if we pull that trim off,
there should be any board wrapped around that. And if you go that other one, I think it's almost dark.
Well, it's dark colored because
not plywood.
This is actually a zoomed in picture. Excuse me for that. It is what it is. But there's another picture. I got one. You could see like down here there was a gap before this got on here. You could actually see the blue. Here you can't see blue because it's there's a gap there, so it's a shadow, so it's really dark. And you can almost see the blue in here. But
I'll have to get with him. I'll have to get with him with this picture, and I'll have him come over and look at it.
I really would like to take, because that's at least around.
Well, like I said, I'll get with him and look at it, and if he'll come over and look at it, and if it's not done, then he'll do it.
Because once like the year's gone, right? And then this starts
failing. True. If it's a workmanship thing where things weren't done right workmanship wise, then no, we're going to come back and fix it. We're not going to just go, oh well, it's leaking now. Oh, it wasn't flashed right. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Okay, you see the Denny board over there on that 2-story wrapped around that arch window.
Yeah.
With the plastic over the top.
That's the brick side. The brick
It doesn't
side is
matter.
perfect.
We do every window the same.
The bricks, like that looks good, right? But that wasn't done on here.
You were taking pictures before everything was done. They could have stopped with and waiting.
Well,
on
I had so. What do you mean? So that how you got the thermoply around that window?
Above the arch.
So I do got a picture, unless they somehow magically got that thermoply in one of these holes, right? So I got. Sorry, give me a second to find that one of them where they had it. Maybe it was this one. See right here? That's just the foam. They didn't put no thermoply and then put the siding.
That's what I'm telling you.
And it's not. They
can overlap that foam.
The flange of the windows over the top of the foam.
No, I don't think so. It's overlapping.
Not by much.
It's overlapping still. It's gonna make that water.
Well, what about this part right here? See, you can definitely see the top of that.
Okay, I just said that I'll have him come over.
Okay.
I'll have him look at the pictures, and we'll see what he thinks he needs to do with it.
All right.
Okay. And I'm also gonna have him look at this window too and water.
Yeah, that could be a combination of that the seal that's not. There's no kick out up here on this edge here. All that water's just running into the house.
AC.
Okay.
Onto there.
And that was the actual moisture meter. Will they come out and redo that sheetrock for that window?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Because my biggest thing about all that water stuff is also.
Well, it's not necessarily. We're gonna find out where it's leaking from first, and then we'll go from there.
Is all that mold? I know we deal with this at our old house. You know, after
if it's not a continuous leak where it's got to be continuously leaking, like a plumbing pipe, sitting there not drying out, and that's when you start to get the mildew. And all
we had a spot on our fireplace at our old house where every time it rained, a little bit of water get in there, and it just turned to mold.
It's got to be wet constantly. Okay, caulking under.
And that was the diagram they did for the kick out. I know there was an issue when it didn't look right, so then they just took it and put a piece of flashing over. I'm not sure if that flashing is, all the water just going behind that wall there. So
I'll get him to look at it.
That's paint guy, okay. And that's kind of how I sure as hope there's something over this wood before they put that siding on there.
No, we have to put this. Green board has to be over this. So we have to flash this in first because that's going to protect the window seal and all that. And then, no, we don't do the siding.
But did they pull this off and then put the board?
They tack it on here just to keep it down.
Hold
and
it
then
there.
The jip goes up underneath it and this overlaps the jip. Because if you have a leak in water, it's going to come down, it's going to hit the plastic, and then it's going to roll
goes over that
over the green board.
I know, like, what was it? These windows.
Mm-hmm.
There was none of that plastic there.
And he may not have. He's not going to set it in until he does the window. So they're going to come back and do, because these windows were missing and we had to order them. Mm-hmm. So he's going to come back and do it before he puts it in. Because I can't pass inspection. You can see that black plastic from the inside. Because it's got to line that window. I cannot pass an inspection. I can't proceed with the house if any of that is not done.
Mm-hmm.
From our third-party inspector.
And that third-party inspector is who?
Don Tippett.
Don Tippett?
QIS inspection.
QIS inspection. Okay. All right. That's all right. I can remember that.
Okay, so we've got this is that crack up
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you don't tape any windows whatsoever?
We don't. When we order our material, we do not order window tape. If he has window tape in his truck from somewhere else, and he's using it, so be it. But no, we overlap the jip on the window, and then that Denny board, that T-ply, goes over.
The T-ply goes over the foam board?
Goes over the foam board and over the window. Sides go down first, and then you put a strip at the top.
They didn't do that on this one, I'm pretty sure, but that's all right. I guess he'll come out there and rip it off and see what to do with it.
He'll look and see what he needs to do.
What was that? Babe? Nothing there.
I'll see what the schedule is for the cornice guy, because I also want him to run water on this back window too.
They sprayed that window already.
And the window guy will spray it, but I want him to spray it also because he'll spray above it to see if it is flashing and all that stuff. So we'll get it water tested again, but I'll have him look at what he needs to. Okay, so we have to plug.
And y'all don't do this either. Because all I got is a friggin' caulking in those joints, and then beans that none of the.
Because you've got the green board behind it.
That wasn't taped. Wasn't taped in.
Okay. Let me make calls then, and I'll call them. Get everybody set up for Monday then.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care.